What's up, brand builder? Stephen Hurahan here at BrandMasterAcademy.com. And in this video, you're going to learn how to create a digital marketing strategy so you can stop fumbling around in the dark and focus on your marketing efforts to get your brand some results. Now, if you're new to the channel and you want to build brands that go beyond the visuals using strategy, psychology, and creative thinking, then hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. If you want to fast track your results, make sure you download the Pro Brand Strategy Blueprint. The link is in the description. Now, I'm not going to start this video by saying old marketing was really difficult, new marketing is really easy. Look, it's true. Audiences are more accessible today than they were 10 or 20 years ago. 10 or 20 years ago, you had to use TV, radio, ads, billboards. And today you can simply jump online, create a social media account, and then you have access to your audience. But in spite of what people will tell you that old marketing was difficult and new marketing is really easy, it's not. It's not really easy. You just need to know how to use it. You need to understand the tools that are out there and how to make the most of those tools. So that's what I want to go through in this video and show you how you can create your own digital marketing strategy. Now, when most business owners do start their businesses and they think of going out there and marketing, they pick different bits and pieces up. And on the face of it, it seems quite easy that you are able to just jump online and create all of these accounts. But again, you can't just create a few social posts and expect your customers to come knocking on your door. And a lot of business owners do kind of have that perception when they go into the marketplace that they set up their logo, they set up their website, they create a few social media accounts and start putting out some posts. And then all of a sudden they're going to have the customers knocking on the door. It's not that easy. You do need a strategy to make your marketing work for you. Now, the cold hard reality of it is that most business owners don't have a marketing strategy. Most business owners will have some tactics, whether it's Google ads or Facebook ads, social media marketing, content marketing. And what tends to happen is that they'll try something on and see if it fits. And when they don't get results, they'll move on to the next trend or the next best thing. And if you don't have a marketing strategy, if you don't have a collection of tactics all working together and pulling in the same direction, then you don't have a strategy. You need a cohesive strategy with tactics all working together for your business, for your brand, to get any kind of results. So that's what I want to show you in this video. I want to show you how you can create your own digital marketing strategy so you can get results for your brand. Step number one, define the method behind your message. Now, this is not just about messaging. It's not just about communication. The reality of it is that you need a brand that you can market. So your brand needs to know who it is, who it's for, why it's different, and how it's going to communicate that difference. If you don't have that in place before you go out and define a marketing strategy, then your efforts won't have the same effectiveness. They won't have any substance behind them. You really need to define your brand, define who it is, define who it's for, so that you have a solid foundation that you can build on within your marketing strategy. So make sure you have a method behind your messaging to know who you are, know who you're for, know why you're different, and how you're going to communicate that difference. Step number two, define your objective. Now, if you ask most entrepreneurs what their marketing objective is, you're going to get a similar answer along the lines of to get more sales. And look, that is obviously the overarching goal of any kind of marketing efforts, but you need to be a lot more specific with your objectives when it comes to marketing. Do you want to grow your brand awareness? Do you want to generate leads? Do you want to build your email list? What is it that you want to do? Because when you know what you want to do, when you know what your objective is from your marketing strategy, then you can craft messages that will be a lot more specific and a lot more relevant to making those objectives happen. So know what your objectives are in a bit more detail than just to make more sales. Step number three, map out your funnel. Now, I did a video on creating marketing funnels a little while ago. I'll leave a link in the description below, but it's really important. This step is really important in defining your digital marketing strategy because it gives your strategy some structure. And the structure looks something like this: attention, traffic, micro commitment, nurture, conversion, and advocacy. Now, this step is really, really important because it gives you that structure, it gives you that visualization, and it allows you to picture your audience on a journey. It allows you to picture that customer on a journey and how they might first come into contact with your brand and the progressive steps that they need to take en route to becoming a customer. So you need to understand those steps. You need to map them out and have clarity in the journey that your customer is on. And that will allow you to be a lot more specific with your messaging. Step number 4, define the channels and the tactics for the funnel stages. Now, each and every stage of the funnel represents a step that your audience will take. And for each and every step, you can have different channels and different tactics that you can use to engage them. And if you know the steps that they're taking and you know where they are at each step, then you can use a strategy to define what channels and what tactics you're going to use at each and every step. So it's really important here to visualize that journey, to map out that funnel, and then to define the tactics and the channels that you're going to use at each and every step of that funnel. And step number 5, execute and optimize. Now, it's great that you've mapped out a plan for this, but chances are there's going to be quite a bit of workload here in terms of executing this strategy. And this is where many business owners fall short. They map out a plan and they have many different parts of the puzzle, and they spread themselves too thin. They try to do too many things and don't think far enough into the future. They don't think about the execution of this, and they try to do too many things. They spread themselves too thin and they burn out quite quickly. If you have all the pieces of the puzzle of your digital marketing strategy in terms of what you're going to do, then you can break that down. You can categorize that and you can allocate different work to different people. So are you going to be using Facebook ads? If so, who's going to be doing the creative? Who's going to be doing the copywriting, the audience insights, managing those campaigns, managing each and every one of those ads and optimizing those? What about content creation? Are you going to be writing articles? Are you going to be creating YouTube videos? If so, who's going to be editing them? Who's going to be uploading those to your website? And who's going to be sending them out into the marketplace and posting those? So you really need to understand each and every step and each and every tactic that you're going to use, and then make sure you manage that workload effectively, because planning is great. Your strategy is great, but if you don't have the means to execute that, then it is all for nothing. So make sure you take the time to identify and define exactly how you're going to execute this strategy and make it happen. Now, look, there are a lot of articles and a lot of videos on how to create a digital marketing strategy. And what I've found is that most really don't take the time to focus in on the importance of the brand. It is so important that you have a brand to market before you go out and start marketing anything. And most business owners don't have that. They look towards marketing strategies or digital marketing strategies without having all of their ducks in a row in terms of their brand, and their marketing efforts fall short. You really need to know who your brand is before you go out and market it. You need to know who it is for and why it is different and how you're going to communicate that difference, because it's only through this clarity, of knowing who your audience is and knowing why you're different and how you're going to communicate that message, will you actually resonate with who your audience is. So take the time to make sure that is crystal clear before defining any kind of digital marketing strategy. But once you do that, then your marketing strategy has a chance. You can define your marketing messages, define the channels and the tactics that you're going to use, and put out your messages to influence your audience's perception about your brand. But I'd love to hand it back over to you. I'd love to hear your experiences about your digital marketing efforts. Have you taken the time to map out a digital marketing plan? And if so, have you defined your brand before you've done that? If you have any challenges in defining your digital marketing strategy or your brand, then I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well. It'll let you know when I've got new videos coming out. If you want more actionable brand strategy tips and techniques, head on over to BrandMasterAcademy.com. Get yourself signed up for the list. It's free, and I keep some exclusive content for that list as well. So get yourself involved. If you want to get started with brand strategy, there are plenty of downloads on there as well, including the Pro Brand Strategy Blueprint. So get yourself involved. But as I said, I'd love to hand it back over to you. I'd love to hear about your challenges, about your experiences. I'll do my best to answer all of those. Until next time, brand like a master, and I'll see you in the next video.